In the news, Nigerian Communications Commission approves harmonized short codes for provision of certain telecom services to Nigerian consumers. KOGI State Council of Nigerian Union of Journalists charges Governor Bello to intervene in the outrageous bill to residents by the AEDC. Taiwan in danger of losing one of its few former allies, Honduras. HAALAND breaks record set by MESSI, MBAPPE as Man City wins big. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Matthias Ayodeji Peter. Thanks for joining us. Refusal of Nigerians to accept or transact with old Naira notes despite the Supreme Court order has generated mixed reactions within KOGI State capital Lokoja. Cross interviews of people suggest that until President Muhammadu Buhari and the Central Bank of Nigeria governor address the nation, the majority will continue to refuse to accept it as a legal tender.
A lot of these big men have withdrew what we call this new money before even the implementation, and that's why it did not affect them. It only affects the common people in town. You understand? And that is why, and if you look at it, the people this thing is affecting is more than the people it's not affecting. I can say 99% Nigerians are suffering because of this implementation. The upper court in Nigeria, which is the Supreme Court, have given their own verdict. But Mr. President have not spoken. The CBN governor has not spoken. So people are still afraid of collecting the money.
My advice to bank is, let me just say this, I've been saying it for a very long time. When this policy started, they should have stopped POS. Because POS is one of the problems we have during this terrible time. They will have stopped POS for a very long time. And the banks, even when they get the money, they are not giving out to people to spend. I believe some of those banks has been arrested, bank managers has been arrested because they are giving it to politicians, they are giving it to business persons in getting another money from them. I hope you are getting my point. My advice to the bank is let bank sit. Let them have this, let them sit together. We have different banks in Nigeria. Let the MD of First Bank, the MD of UBA, other banks, let them have a meeting and have the agreement of, okay, let's collect this money. And after collecting it, we take it to Central Bank. So I advise them to bring out the money and listen to what the governor has said and the federal government has said.
If you have changed or redesigned a Naira note, you should have made provision, enough provision that will provide, that will, enough provision that the money will circulate and go around and be enough for everybody. Not the one that we are suffering now. It's only the big men that are having, access to the new Naira notes. The poor men, the normal people like us that are doing everyday activities, we don't have access to it. Then the point of using the old Naira notes came up. We were happy that our problem is over. The court has passed their judgment that we can go ahead and spend the money. But the masses doesn't want to go with it because Emefiele and Buhari have not come out to say anything.
On the other, some governors declared, an elder statesman, Lawal Sunday, wondered if the country have enough policemen to carry out the order and called for patience among the citizens.
How many people are you going to jail? If somebody, as we are here now, if there is even no police to police Nigeria, how will you have enough police to be policing pepper soup joint, where they are selling pepper, where they are selling skin, where they are selling chicken, or where somebody wants to use toilet and they say they are not collecting? Can you force it? So what we are saying is not matter of governor cannot implement policy against the masses, but government can fight on behalf of the masses, which BELLO has already led, and he has victory for the masses. And the president is already aware, but it's for a purpose. It's short-lived. At the end of the tunnel, there will be light.
However, the people lament over the suffering they go through and urge the government to do the needful and provide lasting solution to avoid chaotic situations. The Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) KOGI State Council has observed the unbridled attitude of the Abuja Electricity and Distribution Company (AEDC) in doling out outrageous monthly bills to customers, especially in Lokoja, the state capital, without a commensurate service rendered to the customers. The council, in a statement by the state chairman Adeza Momo Jimo and the secretary Ademu Sheidu Aruna, noted that such attitude started between August to September 2022, when there was a noticeable slight improvement on the electricity supply within Lokoja metropolis, which AEDC already latched on to increase the monthly bills from the usual 3,000 naira to 4,000 naira per building to 6,000 naira to 8,000 naira by October. AEDC, in its usual attitude without putting into consideration the biting economic situation in the country and the ability of customers to pay, again increased the bill to 11,700 naira. The union said it's killing for an average family to pay 15,000 naira electricity bill in a country where a minimum wage is 30,000 naira. Responding to the cry and barrage of complaints from members of the public and in fulfilling the social responsibility mandate of being the mirror and watchdog of the society, member of the union decided to seek for inquiry with the organization as to why rash increase of the bill have been orchestrated without a corresponding service. In the light of the above, the union called on the state governor, BELLO, and the State House of Assembly to immediately wade into the matter and call the management of AEDC to order, saying the monthly increments may result to breakdown of law and order. The union added that the current hardship of fuel scarcity, water scarcity, incessant electricity outage, and the cash crunch being experienced by residents of the state should not be further compounded by AEDC propensity of making more money to the detriment of the customers without recourses for wearing a human face. The Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leaders, KOGI, has called on the Nigerian Senate through the President Ahmed Lawan not to approve the appointment of Abdulrasheed Bawa as the Economic and Financial Crime Commission EFCC chairman until he clears his name for alleged corruption. The group made the call during a press conference held in Lagos State. The chairman of KOGI, Debo Adeniran, said Bawa has many alleged corruption cases that bother the people, the group and the nation, hence calling the Senate to verify the allegations first.
It doesn't have the moral authority to continue to chair a commission as important as EFCC that will have to preside over life and death of those that are perceived to have committed corruption crimes. Now, it carried on because we do not have power of implementation or authority to insist that he should not be allowed to chairman the EFCC. We have to operate under the government that we have in place. The president refused to listen to us. The chairman of the National Assembly, who is the president of the Senate, also refused to examine our grounds for opposing his appointment. Up till now, he has not cleared himself of all the allegations against him, and he's been made to catch other people who committed offenses that are not as grievous as the ones that he had been accused of. And on top of all of this, he has been behaving as if he's an authority to himself. And we are not saying that, look, no matter how highly placed you are, no matter how influential you are, no matter how powerful you are, you still are duty bound to operate under the ground norm of our own country.
Adeniran said, while recognizing the president's constitutional prerogative and the right to make appointments in accordance with paragraph 2.3 of Part 1 CAPEI of EFCC Act 2004, their center considered it a service to the nation by providing information that might be helpful to the president's ratification in that regard. The spokesperson for Transparency and Accountability Group, Ayodeji Ologun, raised some issues against Bawa, saying Bawa is not qualified to champion an anti-corruption agency like the EFCC when he is also guilty of corruption.
It's of course in the public glare, so a number of people are calling for his sustenance in office as EFCC chairman when the new government takes over. There's no way you can have a failure and expect him to change overnight. If Bawa has been a part of a process that is ignoble, the ideal thing is to ease him out of office and let him go to where he belongs. It's on record that Bawa did not just start some of these actions now. when he was head of the FCC at the Port Harcourt division of the FCC, we will recall that he has a number of issues surrounding seized properties and what have you that were hanging on his neck. These are allegations that were not cleared, and the National Assembly was not careful enough to scrutinize these allegations against him before he was forced upon that agency as the head of that government. As the head of that agency of government. We are saying this. We are not against the fight against corruption. EFCC has been a part of the cleanup of Nigeria, and the EFCC has come to stay. But if the resources of EFCC must be sustained, then we cannot continue to have an ignoble personality like an Abdul Rashid Bawa heading that agency of government. So we are not just asking that the incoming government do not inherit him. We are asking that he should be removed from office even before the creation of the term of President Muhammadu Buhari in office.
The Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leaders, CACO, is a human rights country-based civil society organization and individuals with an anti-corruption and openness in government agenda across Nigeria. It is a non-political, non-religious, non-sectarian and non-profit organization registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has approved harmonized short code HSC for the provision of certain telecom services to Nigeria's consumers and direct mobile network operators to begin implementation. According to the NCC, all mobile networks must fully migrate from previously disparate short codes to harmonized codes by May 17, 2023. The Commission, in a statement signed by its Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Mauka, noted that the new directive is consistent with the NCC's consumer-centric approach to telecoms regulation. According to the statement, the use of harmonized short codes is intended to achieve uniformity in common short codes across networks. With the new development, telecom consumers using the country's over 226 million active mobile lines can now use the same codes to access services across networks. With few days to the conduct of March 18th governorship and House of Assembly polls, CP Yusuf Hakim has resumed duty as the new Commissioner of Police in Katsina State. It takes over from CP Koro Yusuf, who had barely spent less than a month in Katsina as the Commissioner of Police. In a statement by the spokesman of the police, Superintendent Gambo Issa, CP Yusuf Hakim has assumed duty as Commissioner of Police Katsina State Command for the 2023 general elections and has commenced mob operations in the state. The statement added that CP Yusuf is warning social miscreants known as Kauraye terrorists and other criminal elements that it is not business as usual. He warned that they should either leave the state or be arrested and dealt with in accordance with extant laws of the land. Against this backdrop, the command is calling on the good people of the state to continue to support and cooperate with the command in a bid to ensure a successful, free, fair, peaceful and credible 2023 general elections in the state. CP Yusuf Hakim assumed duty ahead of March 18th governorship polls in Katsina. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Don't sleep, don't sleep. Wake up.
2023 holds a lot for Nigerians and the world at large. The general elections will be happening live. Nigerians will be deciding new set of leaders. What are on their minds? What are the candidates up to in securing your votes? Will this election mark a new high for free and fair elections? All these and more are all up for discussion at the political arena. So, watch out.
Welcome back. And now on politics. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has assured political parties seeking to challenge the outcome of the just concluded 2023 presidential election in court that the Commission is willing to cooperate by making available all necessary documents requested by the parties. Professor Yakubu, who asserted that the Commission has nothing to hide, gave the assurance when the legal team of the Labour Party, led by Dr. Levi Uzoku, visited the INEC headquarters in Abuja. Addressing the Labour Party legal team, the INEC chairman said all that is required will be made available to the team. Explaining the purpose of their meeting to journalists after the meeting, the leader of the team and also lead counsel to the Labour Party, Dr. Levi Uzoku, SAN, said that it was a follow-up to their written request and the court order of appeal issued on the 3rd of March 2023. Ozoko said that they are at INEC because they have not received any electoral stocks for inspection on behalf of their clients and that the election petition is time sensitive. He explained further that Professor Yakubu has graciously granted them an audience with very and has given them concrete assurance on record that all documents they require will be made available. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has called for improved performance and synergy among security agencies involved in election security ahead of the governorship and state houses of assembly election holding this weekend, 18th March 2023. The Commission expressed appreciation to the security agencies and other members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security for the professionalism of personnel and the general peaceful conduct of the Presidential National Assembly held on the 25th of February 2023, but called for more coordinated deployment plan among ICCES members. Chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, who made the call at an ICCES meeting convened at the INEC headquarters in Abuja to review preparation for the governorship and state houses of assembly elections holding this Saturday. Confirming the Commission's readiness for the election, Professor Yakubu said the governorship election will hold in 28 states of the Federation with the exception of 8 states of Anambra, Bayelsa, Edo, Ekiti, Imo, Kogi, Ondo and Osun states scheduled to hold off-cycle and therefore not conducted during the general elections. The INEC chairman urged political actors to guard their utterances and ensure their supporters conduct themselves appropriately. He further lauded the directive of the Inspector General of Police to state commands to handle all cases of electoral offences expeditiously. On his part, the National Security Advisor and co-chairman of ICCES, Major General Babagana Mogonu, retired, commended the security agencies for their role in the conduct of the February 25th presidential and NAS elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission has denied the allegation that its commission has appointed a partisan person as head of Information and Communication Technology. The National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Barrister Festus Okoye, who denied the allegation in a press statement, noted that the widely published reports attributed to a well-known Lagos politician, Olabode George, that one Femi Odubiyi, a former commissioner in Lagos State and an associate of a prominent politician, has been appointed as its head of ICT, saying there was no such appointment. Okoye said that such a name does not exist within their ICT department at the INEC headquarters in Abuja or any state office of the commission. He urged the public to disregard the story and said its promoters should have been circumspect so as not to be seen as a purveyor of fake news. No fewer than 40,000 members of the major opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) have dumped the party for the Social Democratic Party (SDP) in Katsina State with few days to the March 18th governorship election. The governorship candidate of the party, Ibrahim Zakari, who disclosed this to journalists, said the figure cut across 2 different support groups of PDP from the Daura zone, known as Ladon Al-Kari, and PDP Mafita Zakari, represented by the deputy governorship candidate, Ibrahim Suleiman, said the over 40,000 PDP defectors received is a sign that SDP is accepted and will do well in the March 18th governorship and House of Assembly polls to bring about the needed good governance in the state.
We have been receiving so many people, some coded and some open. There are so many people that are willing to join this our movement of new revolution of bringing youth into the politics.
While describing the governorship candidate as a seasoned technocrat, visionary leader who has vast knowledge, having held sway as the special advisor to Governor Aminu Masari on international relations and investment for 7 years, Suleiman believes Zakari is the type of leader the state needs.
He has vast knowledge of the situation in Katsina State, being an SA to His Excellency Aminu Bello Masari for 7 years, which he has done that voluntarily without collecting a penny. You know, this kind of leaders, this is the kind of leaders that actually we need, that people that want to contribute their quota, people that are patriotic and has nation at their heart.
On behalf of the defectors, the leader of the Ladon Akari from Daura Zone, Abubakar Sani, said their resolve to dump the PDP for the SDP is because the leadership qualities of Zakari and the benefits they enjoyed while he held sway as a special advisor to the governor on international relations and investment. While mutilating their PDP membership cards, Sani believes that if Zakari becomes the governor of the state, all the moribund industries will be revived, which will bring about development and job opportunities for the teeming youths in the state. And now on crime. A former commissioner for transport in Imo State, Laz Anyanwu, was on Tuesday, March 14, 2023, sentenced to 3 years in prison. It was gathered that the popular Southeast politician who served during the administration of ex-governor Rocha Sokorocha was sentenced after he was found guilty of the charges preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. While sentencing the former commissioner, the Judge Justice K.A. Lewanya said the jail term would serve concurrently, stressing that the convict was found guilty of fraud, looting of public funds, and stealing. The justice said that the former commissioner was also found guilty of diverting 180 million naira of state funds into a private company account, where he was a major shareholder and sole signatory when he was superintendent and doubled as commissioner for transport and the chairman interim committee of the Imo State Transport Company, ITC, which is against section 12 and 19 of the ICPC Act 2020. Justice Lewanya held that Anyanwu by that action had violated the Public Procurement Act, abused his office and used his office to gain undue advantage in his dealings during his tenure as the Commissioner for Transport and the Chairman Interim Committee of the Imo State Transport Company, ITC, among other crimes. The judge added that the ex-commissioner signed off another 80 million naira from government coffers directly to his private company accounts, with the motive that he wanted to procure some vehicles for ITC without due process and recourse to the Public Procurement Act. And now on foreign. Taiwan is in danger of losing one of its few former allies, Honduras, as the Central American nation seeks official relations with China. Honduran President Xiomara Castro said the pivot aim is to expand foreign engagement. Taiwan promptly cautioned Honduras against falling into China's trap. China has long tried to isolate Taiwan and prohibit its partners from keeping ties with the island, which is considered part of its territory. Should Honduras switch sides to China, Taiwan will be recognized by just 13 governments and also widen Beijing's foothold in a region that has historically sided with its rival, Washington. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Germany's response to the explosion on North Sea pipeline showed that the country remained occupied and unable to act independently decades after it surrendered at the end of World War II. Putin, interviewed on Russian television, also said European leaders has been browbeaten into losing their sense of sovereignty and independence. Western countries, including Germany, have reacted cautiously to investigations into the blast which hit Russia's Nord Stream gas pipeline last year, saying that they believe they were a deliberate act, but declining to say who they think was responsible. Putin told the interviewer that the blasts were carried out on a state level and dismissed as complete nonsense, suggesting that an autonomous pro-Ukraine group was responsible. Let's join Jonah Malik for our sports updates.
And on sports update, informed Nigeria youngster player Gift Urban Emmanuel continues his impressive goal-scoring form for Ghent Football Club on Wednesday night as he scored a first-half hat-trick in their remarkable 4-1 victory over Istanbul Başakşehir Football Club in the UEFA Europa Conference League. The youngster has been in an astonishing form for Ghent Football Club since joining them in the January transfer window, and he was able to impress them again. The 20-year-old scored 4 goals in his team's last game, and he was able to score another 3 goals in their convincing away victory over their host in the UEFA Europa Conference League. Gift Urban Emmanuel broke the deadlock for Ghent Football Club in the 31st minute. He scored his second goal in the 32nd minute and completed his hat-trick in the 34th minute before Ugo Saipa scored another goal in the 37th minute of the game to end the first half 4-0. Manchester United Football Club Academy product Adnan Januzaj scored a consolation goal for Istanbul Başakşehir Football Club in the 88th minute of the game to end the match 4-1. Gift Urban Emmanuel was fantastic for Ghent Football Club in the game, and he was able to mark his excellent performance with a first-half hat-trick. The first-half hat-trick against Istanbul Bekshir Football Club has now taken Gift Urban Emmanuel's goal to 7 in his last 2 matches played, and he will be looking forward to continuing his impressive performance for the club when they play their next game. Still on sport, Norwegian striker Erling Haaland fired Manchester City into the quarterfinals as he took his tally for the season to a staggering 39 from 36 appearances. His second effort was a landmark strike, with HAALAND now having scored 31 goals in the UEFA Champions League. Having reached the 30 goals milestone just after 25 games, the 22-year-old becomes the youngest player to reach that tally. Not only that, but HAALAND is also the fastest player ever to reach 30 goals in the Europe's biggest competition, quicker than Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian MBAPPE. He has also become the most prolific scorer in a single season for Manchester City, beating the previous record of 38 in all competitions set by Tommy Johnson in 1928-29. After netting a hat-trick inside the first half against Leipzig, HAALAND wasn't done there as he netted twice more inside the opening 15 minutes of the game of the second half. HAALAND was substituted in the 62nd minute of the match, much to the relief of anyone associated with Leipzig. Ike Godwin and Kevin De Bruyne scored City's other goal as Pep Guardiola's men ran out 7-0 winner on the night and 8-1 on aggregate. HAALAND's effort means that the striker now has 10 goals against Leipzig, more than any other player in the world football has managed. His 5 goals also brought up a 5th hat-trick of this debut season in England. HAALAND has begun the night level with Ryan Giggs and Edin Dzeko on 28 in the Champions League scoring chart. His haul moves him from 28 in the standing past David Trezeguet, Patrick Kluivert, Roy Mackay, Kaka, Wayne Rooney, Anthony Griezmann, Samuel Eto'o and Arjen Robben into 19th place level with Fernando Morientes. Edison Cavani is next on his side on 35, with young phenomenon Kylian MBAPPE on 40 and Sergio Aguero 41, including a club record 36 for Manchester City. However, HAALAND has some way to go before he can get near the top. The striker will need to surpass Andriy Shevchenko's total of 48 to break into the competition's top 10 scorers ever. If he's to get into the top 3, he will need to surpass Robert Lewandowski's total of 99, although the Barcelona star will be hoping to add to that before he hangs up his boots. Should HAALAND want to become the Champions League all-time goal scorer, he will need to reach 140 goals, the record set by Cristiano Ronaldo, following prolific form from Manchester United, Real Madrid and Juventus. And that's sport update on MLC TV News. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thanks for the update, Jonah. Joy Dada has the latest in the entertainment world.
On entertainment, Nigeria award-winning songstress Simi has joined the other fans to shower praises on Nigeria superstar Asake following his impressive performance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Simi took to her Twitter account to express her delight after watching Asake's performance on the show. According to the Rivers singer, she found Asake to be a unique artist whose music was representative of Nigerians and also hailed him for putting up an impressive performance on the international stage that has featured notable global music heavyweights. Asake performed his hit song Yoga and Organized on The Tonight Show featuring Jimmy Fallon, and his impressive performance has continued to receive accolades from fans and colleagues. His appearance on Tonight Show sees him join Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, CK, Tems and Fireboy as Nigeria acts who have performed on the show. Veteran actress Patient Ozokwo has been compared with her colleague Sola Sobawale. A Twitter user Abbas paired photo of the two Nollywood stars, asking the online community to choose who they loved more from all the pairs, Patient Ozokwo or Sola Sobawale. Mama G and the King of Boys are definitely one of Nigeria's finest talents, and they enrich the childhood of many African kids with their sterling performances in film. Although they are both popular for their wicked roles in film, especially Ozokwo. Mama G is a seasoned Nigerian actress with more than 3 decades of experience. Is renowned for her talent of bringing her characters to life and making her audience identify with them. For Sola Sobale, having a strong stage presence and charisma has helped her stand out in the industry. Her roles in films like The Wedding Party, The King of Boys have also cemented her reputation as one of Nigeria's top actresses. Nigerians has continued to react to the post, stating various reasons and instances for choosing either Mama G or King of Boys. Ex-BB Titans housemate Yaya has opened up about her experience in the house, saying her eviction with her partner Marvin was unfair. The South African housemate revealed her feelings in a chat after her exit from the house. She, however, admitted that she enjoyed the company of other peoples from other cultures and countries. The ex-housemate also noted that there is nothing she would like to change about her partner, saying that Marvin was like my anchor and held her to the ground. Marvin also opened up about his connection with partner Yaya, saying it began as flirtations. Maybe and Yaya were part of the people evicted from the show in the first 42 days of the new Big Brother Titans. I am Joy Dada, reporting for MLC TV.
Thanks for the updates, Joy. And that's the size of our package today. If you like what we are doing, do support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook pages, MLC TV and MLC TV 2. Instagram, MLC TV 2021. Twitter, MLC TV 1. For your event coverage, appearances on any of our programs, contributions, comments, advert placement or sponsorship, please call or send SMS to any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join Malachi TV online on weekends to watch our various programs. Saturday 7 p.m. Political Arena, Sunday 6 p.m. Women's World, and Monday 9 a.m. The Opinion. It's Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. As the governorship and state House of Assembly elections comes up on the 18th March, endeavor to perform your franchise and continue to be your brother's keeper to build a happier and better society together. I am Matthias AEDC. Thanks for watching.